Yo, it's your boy Burnard, and welcome to another episode of the Angry Blerd podcast, where I'll be discussing everything nerdy that has caught my eye this week. Let's get into it just to do it. All right, so first things first, two people in fandom have passed away, so we have to give our acknowledgements to them. So first things first, we have to give a rest in peace to Struzan. So Struzan was an American artist. He was an illustrator. He was a cover designer. He did over 150 movie posters, and a lot of them are very notable. So he did the posters for The Shawshank Redemption, the one of Tim Meadows in the rain. I always thought that was a photo because it looked so realistic. Blade Runner, E.T., Indiana Jones. He did the Harry Potter posters before they started using the actual actors. So I think he just did like the first 3 movies, if I'm not mistaken. Star Wars. And as well as the GOAT of all movies that, as long as creators are alive, will never get a remake, Back to the Future. So he passed away on the 13th of October at the age of 78 years old. He actually won several awards in his lifetime. He won a Saturn Award in 2002, the Inkpot Award in 2010, the Saul Bass Award in 2014, the Sergio Award, which is from the Comics Art Professional Society, in 2016, and he was inducted in the Society of Illustrators Hall of Fame in 2020. So apparently in March, he revealed that he was, his wife revealed that he was living with Alzheimer's for several years, and that it had progressed to the point where he was fighting for his life and he could no longer paint or sign things for fans. But yeah, he had a son and some grandchildren. One of the funniest things I heard about Drew Struzan was The Thing. He did the poster for The Thing. So he got hired to do a poster for The Thing overnight, like the day before they started filming. He had no idea what the concept was for the movie or anything. All he did was he just did that like off the top of his head. I think he had like one of his friends like be a reference model for the silhouette of whoever it was, because he, like I said, he knew nothing going into like doing this poster. But there's also a documentary on him that came out in 2013. It's called Drew, the Man Behind the Poster. I'm going to see if I can find that somewhere on streaming. He also did the poster for Bat Kid Begins, The Wish Heard Around the World, and the poster for Star Wars The Force Awakens. I hope Bat Kid is still alive now that I think about it. What else? But yeah, if you just look up his name, you will see several posters that he did for movies that you saw. Hook, Hellboy. He did the cover for the 96 version of the Clue game. He also did a cover for Action Comics 800, which was released in April 2003, and he put himself on the cover. No, I don't have this. I might have this. I don't know. I have so much stuff in freaking storage as far as comic goes. But yeah, music covers. Like I really wish there was like a dedicated Wikipedia page to like his art, but there isn't, unfortunately. So like yeah, if you go on Google, type in his name, and you will see it. Well, there's a website here, but there's no links or anything to his art. Like It says, welcome to Drew's online gallery. Here you can find 2 galleries in one. Illustrator works in one gallery, studio works in the other. Within the 2 galleries, we'll see many places. Many pieces as full images and also an up close detail. But there's no like links to anything besides like his Facebook page, Twitter, YouTube. Oh yeah. And Back to the Future, I love that movie, but it is one of my favorite posters. So I'm looking at his posters now. I just went to Google Images. Phantom Menace. He also did the director's cut of Blade Runner. I said Back to the Future, Masters of the Universe, Hellboy. I have no idea what this is. It looks like The Exorcist. It's a link on Instagram. It looks like it just might be some fan art. Just like something he did for like fan, because it's a priest, somebody who looks like Bruce Campbell, some vampires, an airplane. Somebody's on the plane. Yeah, I don't know. Risky Business. He did that poster. Adventures in Babysitting. Like I said, I'm just looking at Google Images at the moment. Yeah, Hook is one of my favorite movies. And I like that poster too. Yeah, rest in peace to Drew Struzan. All right. We also have to give a rest in peace to Tomonobu Itagaki, who was a video game designer. He created the Dead or Alive franchise. He passed away on the 16th at age 58 years old. He actually worked at Tecmo. They didn't say if he had some type of personal illness or anything like that, like no cause of death was given. But he worked on several video games. He started at Tecmo in 1993, and he worked on Tecmo Super Bowl. I'm sorry, he joined Tecmo in 92. And so, yeah, he worked on Tecmo Super Bowl 96, started Dead or Alive. So he was the producer and director on every single Dead or Alive game up until Dead or Alive 4. So 1, 2, 3, Extreme Beach Volleyball. I think Samir had that one because, y'all know Samir's a little bit of a gooner. Dead or Alive Ultimate. He also created the Ninja Gaiden franchise. So if you did not know, Ryu Rabosa, is that Ryu's name? I never remember that guy's name. Is it Rabosa? I'm going to look this up real quick. Hayabusa is a Dead or Alive character. And I played those games, but they were so hard to fucking beat. I think I had Sigma, because I believe the Ninja Gaiden games were originally just Xbox exclusives. So then when they actually moved them over to like PS3 and shit like that. Yeah, I was right. So yeah, Ninja Gaiden Sigma was the PlayStation 3 port. Although he had no direct role in Sigma and he judged it as a flawed game, he acknowledged that Sigma gave PlayStation owners a taste of Ninja Gaiden. He also worked on Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly on the PS2, Ninja Gaiden Black. He was the producer and director. Dead or Alive Extreme 2, he was the chief designer and software architect. Super Swing Golf, he was an advisor. Ninja Gaiden Dragon Sword, he was an executive producer. Ninja Gaiden 2, he was a producer and director. Devil's Third, he was the director. And Samurai Jack Battle Through Time, he was the supreme advisor. I have no idea what a supreme advisor is, but he did it. All right. So yeah, rest in peace to him. Like I said, 58 is super young. I get it. People are living less and less, but that's still relatively young in, the world. Like I have an aunt who's 80. That's who I went on the cruise with over the summer. So yeah, do what you can to take care of yourself. Yeah, man, 58. Too fucking young. All right, hold on a second, guys. I gotta sneeze. The thing is, when I have to sneeze, I feel it in my nose, but I won't sneeze. So I have to hit my nose a little bit. I think I just inhaled the sneeze. I don't fucking know. I hate my nose. All right. Well, so much for that. Sorry, I wasted your time on that. All right. So NYCC was last week. I'm going to go over a lot of the stuff that I didn't go over last week because, like I said, at the time of the recording, it was happening. So the only thing I really covered was Invincible, if I recall correctly. If I go back and look at my show notes from last week, it was Invincible and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles stuff. All right. So NYCC really wasn't that miraculous per se from what I saw, but let's go over some of the stuff. So it's not a controversial comic. It's a very good comic, but I didn't read it because I wasn't reading comics in the 90s. So Batman Nightfall is the story where Bane breaks Batman's back, illustrated by the late, great Kelly Jones, is getting an animated saga. So on Friday, Warner Brothers announced a 4-part multi-chapter animated event with the first film releasing sometime in 1996. That's crazy. 2026. The press release says Batman is pushed to its mental and physical breaking point after a steroid-using mercenary Bane comes to Gotham and busts his rogues out of Arkham Asylum. No word on who's going to be voicing anyone. All I know is they got to get somebody with some gravitas to voice Azrael. And this is the thing that makes me mad about this. So Nightfall was I believe it was a year-long story. I'm actually going to go to Wikipedia real quick to see how long this story lasts, because this article I'm reading says it took place from 93 to 94. So it went from April 93 to August 94. So that's what, a year and 5 months? June, July, August. So 16 months. So they're doing that in 4 parts. And you guys know how sometimes Warner Brothers fucked up the live action. Pre-DCU. The DCEU was a whole fuck up. But they started to do that with the animation as well. So Batman Hush is one of my favorite comic arcs. It's actually like one of the first solo Batman stories I got into when I was reading comics. Written by Jeff Loeb, drawn by Jim Lee. They're doing Hush 2 right now. I already told you guys that's a fucking disaster since Jim Lee doesn't need to draw anymore. It's not that he can't draw. It's that he is the co-publisher of DC. And he got a lot of other shit to worry about. So he don't really have the time to put into drawing a book. So Hush has been delayed. I don't think an issue has come out in like 2-3 months, something like that. So DC panicked because Hush 2 was supposed to end the volume 4 of Batman, and volume 5 was supposed to start in October, which it actually did. So they just said, fuck it. We'll just keep Hush on the back burner, and that's still going to wrap up volume 4 of Batman. But anyway, the point I'm making is Hush was a year-long story, 12 issues, literally split into 2 parts. And DC did an animated movie, and they kind of rushed it and fucked it all up. It's like one of my favorite Batman stories, and you make Riddler Hush. No, you don't need to do that. I don't know if they wanted to like loop around the Jason Todd of it all, but no. So I'm glad like they're starting to get it right with their animated movies, but I need a Hush redo. Okay, that's all I want. All right. Night at the Seven Kingdoms had a trailer. Y'all already know how I feel about Game of Thrones. Not really a fan of it. Shout out to all y'all who like Dunk and Egg, because honestly, true story, some of the podcasts I listened to, they were talking about that show, and I thought it was one person because they would say Dunk and Egg, and I thought the motherfucker's name was Duncan Egg, like Duncan, and his last name was Egg. So I don't really care about the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. What else came out from SuperCon? I mean, not SuperCon, New York Comic Con. Trigon Stargaze. Did not watch the first Trigon series that came back, Stampede. But Stargaze is being done by Studio Orange. They said that it picks up 2 years after Stampede, and it would premiere in January 2026 on Crunchyroll. I really do need to consider getting a Crunchyroll account. Samir made a valid point that I don't really watch that much anime, and that, the new Digimon series is fire, so I got to look at that. Also, Marvel, fuck y'all. You put out a teaser trailer to a trailer for Wonder Man last week. So the trailer reaction I gave y'all that I thought was a very mid trailer wasn't the full trailer. So I will be doing a full trailer reaction to that shit. There's another Avatar video game coming. I don't know how many people bought the other one, the Pandora game. So, different Avatar. So this is The Last Airbender. So, this will be called Avatar Legends, the fighting game. It's also going to have a single-player campaign mode with an original story and a flow system combat mechanics with movement-focused gameplay and cross-play support. So this will be coming out next summer on Steam, Switch 2, PS4, 5, and Xbox Series XS. For those of you who are fans of Avatar The Last Airbender. So, comic book news. DC is bringing back Vertigo Comics after shuttering it, I want to say, before the pandemic. So, Vertigo will be coming back in 2026. So, 2019, they shut it down. So, they announced a few titles. One is called Bleeding Hearts, written by Dennis Camp, with art by Stephen Morin. It's about a zombie named Poke who realizes his heart started beating again. Sounds a little bit like Warm Bodies to me. I'm going to check it out, though, because I like Dennis Camp. End of Life. It's about a hitman who returns to his hometown to take care of his dying father. I'm just going over the ones that caught my eye, because there's a few of them. Bleeding Hearts will be coming out February 11th, and End of Life will be coming out February 18th. But so far, those are the only two that caught my eye. There's another one called Black Tower, The Raven Conspiracy. The Peril of the Brutal Dark, and Ezra Kane Mystery. 100 Bullets is coming back with a new series. Fanatic. This gives Misery vibes. Written by Grace Ellis and Helen Templer. Says a woman obsessed with a comic book turns her fixation onto its creator. That's definitely Misery. Something called A Walking Shadow. Okay, this one actually sounds good. It's written by Simon Spurrier, who I have it's not a love-hate relationship. It's very complicated because I like some of his stuff, but I really hate his fucking run on the Flash right now. And Aaron Campbell says, 8 strangers wake up chained to a boat in the middle of the woods with no memory of how or why they're there. So, wait. Is there a lake, or is it just like a stationary boat in the woods? All right, I don't know. Necrotaceous, I guess, is how you say this. Is written by Tom Taylor, who is, I like his run on Nightwing. I liked his Laura Kinney X-23 run with art by Derek Robinson, who worked on The Boys. Said to stop a zombie virus, scientists must travel 66 million years to the past when dinosaurs roamed the earth. So I really don't know how these are going to go. If these are going to be ongoing or what. End of Life sounds a little bit like, what's the name of that movie with John Cusack where he played the hitman? I want to say Gross Point Blank. Look this up. John Cusack, hitman. Yes, Gross Point Blank. Where he goes back to school for his high school reunion in Grosse Pointe, Michigan. Marvel really didn't announce any comics that caught my eye. But they did confirm that the Ultimate Universe will indeed be ending. Oh, wait, they did announce some things. So I've complained on this podcast multiple times about fucking publishers relaunching books. Like, why relaunch Batman? Just put on a new creative team and keep the legacy number going. But no, you put out a new number one to get new readers. Because it's like, ooh, number one, gotta get it. So we will be getting a new Iron Man book written by Joshua Williamson, who I guess is no longer a DC exclusive. We are getting a Spider-Man Venom crossover book called Death Spiral. So this looks like it has to deal with the return of Null. And I believe this will be coming out in February. Yep, February. So it looks like this is a crossover event dealing with Spider-Man, Venom, Eddie Brock as well. And no, X-Men is going through the Age of Revelation event, which I already told you guys. So they're going to be going through a new arc called The Shadows of Tomorrow, where I guess all that like kind of takes into place. So Rogue will be getting a new book in January. Cyclops will be getting one in February. And Magic and Colossus will getting a 5-issue miniseries in February as well. And Glorious X-Force will be written by Tim Seeley and Michael Stahl on the art. Deadpool will be getting a new book. He will be getting a new creative team of Benjamin Percy and Jeff Shaw. Who else will be getting a book? Rogue. I'm sorry, this Deadpool book is a new book. We're getting Generation X23. Storm is getting a relaunch as well. That's why I fucking hate this shit. So yeah. They also confirmed that the Ultimate Universe will be ending. So December is the end of Ultimate Spider-Man, which will be ending with issue 24. Ultimate Black Panther will be ending in January with issue 24. Ultimate X-Men, issue 24 in February. The Ultimates, April 2026 with issue 24. And Ultimate Wolverine will be ending in April as well with issue 16. And, you know, a lot of people are upset about that because they're like, what the fuck is Marvel doing? These are your highest selling books at this moment because, you know, you got a happy Peter Parker with a wife and 2 kids, and, you know, he's not being a cuck to Paul because everybody doesn't know what the fuck a cuck is. So they're just like, oh yeah, Peter's a cuck. Peter's a cuck. Peter's a cuck because MJ is getting fucked. All right. So anyway, back on that. Hasbro is making Tron figures. So if you want to join the HasLab, you can put in what, $250, I think it is. It's a nice set. I like Tron. I don't like it enough to put in $250 for that. For the HasLab set, but they're also making standalone figures for Flynn, Tron. I don't remember the name of the girl. Sark, and one of the bad guys who gets killed. Yeah, they don't have. Yuri. That's what it was. Yuri. Yeah, that's pretty much for NYCC as an overall thing. But let's go ahead and talk about the Marvel stuff for NYCC. And I know I went over my 15-minute mark for my break. But I'm going to talk about this, then I'm going to go on my break. So, Vision Quest. A lot of information has come out about that series. So they confirmed that this is a 3-part finale in the WandaVision saga, which started with WandaVision. Part 2 was Agatha all along, and this will be the end of it. So we officially have a casting of Tommy, aka Speed, and Rita Malika. Have no idea who this person is. He is a Scottish actor. I'm going to look and see if he's been in anything that I've seen. Haven't seen him in anything. He was on the franchise. I watched like one episode of that, and I wasn't feeling it. I think I told you guys about that show. It's about the show about a superhero movie being made. But yeah, he wasn't in anything I seen. I just fucked around and closed my browser. God damn it. Also, a part of the Vision Quest series So what they're doing, which I thought was strange but kind of different. So this show will have like live versions of everyone who was an AI at some point in form. So the synopsis for the show is that White Vision, I don't know why we're calling him White Vision. He's really the only Vision at the moment. Has all the memories of the original Vision, but still struggles to connect with his emotions. So Ultron, Friday, Edith, Dummy, and Jarvis will all have human forms. This will be releasing sometime next year on Disney Plus. But James Darcy will return as Jarvis in human form in Vision Quest. He played Edwin Jarvis in Agent Carter. He also had a scene with Tony Stark in Avengers Endgame. I guess they don't want Paul Bettany doing double duty since we already saw what human Vision will look like. I'm trying to remember the name of the lady who did the voice of Friday. I want to say it was Carrie Condon. If I'm not mistaken. Yes, Carrie Condon. Also, Edith will be in here. And James Spader will be playing the live action version of Ultron. No idea who's going to be Dummy. But 2026. Also, it seems like every time there is a show that is led with a person of color, Marvel just says, we're just going to drop the whole thing in one shot. So they announced, like I told you guys last week, Wonder Man has been pushed back to January, but they're dropping all 8 episodes. So once is okay, twice is a coincidence, 3 times, you're just fucking with us at this point because you did it with Echo last year. I want to say last year, 2 years ago, over Thanksgiving weekend. You did it this year with Ironheart, but you split it into 2 parts. So everyone's like, that's okay. And now you're doing it again with Wonder Man. So what is it? Are you just trying to get this shit out the way? Because you didn't do this with Daredevil Born Again. You did it with Marvel Zombies. So I'll give you a little bit of grace for that one. But also, the lead of that is Miss Marvel. Like, All right. So Daredevil Born Again, they announced it will be releasing in March of next year for season 2. And like I said before, Kirsten Ritter will be returning as Jessica Jones. X-Men 97, I believe they said will be dropping in the summer. So that in Invincible, or Invincible March. I can't rememble when Invincible's dropping. I think Invincible's March, so it might be around the same time as season 2 of Daredevil Born Again. Anyway, I'm going to take a break because I've been talking for about a half hour. Y'all know what the deal is. W ad, listen to it, help a brother out, buy some, and I'll be right back, okay?
This episode is brought to you by Dubby. Dubby gives you focus and energy without the crash and jitters. It has no sugar, fillers, or artificial dyes. Mix 1 packet or scoop into 8 or 12 ounces of water. Stir or shake well. Some powderiness is normal, and it has all the important vitamins. So this has vitamin C, B3, B6, and B12. And it's made from coffee fruit extract. So drink it and go conquer a task. And go to Debbie.gg and use my promo code Angry Blerd 10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. That's Debbie.gg with promo code Angry Blerd 10.
All right, I am back. So I'm going to talk about all things Stranger Things. So as we all know, the final season is starting next month. And I'm doing my Stranger Things season 4 revisited. I should have started this at like the beginning of the year or something, and I would have been able to do all 4 seasons. Sorry about that. But it is what it is. People don't think about things sometimes, and I didn't think about this. So the Duffer Brothers, are obviously doing their interviews and everything, gearing up for the final season. So the Duffer Brothers had a profile piece in Variety, and they were talking about what to expect with the season. They said that it'll be cohesive and coherent and tying back to all things that's come before. And they said it doesn't feel like we dropped the storyline. It all connects. That's what Ross said. So Matt said, we do every last remaining thing we wanted to do with the Demogorgons and the Mind Flayer and Vecna and the Upside Down and the Hawkins in these characters. This is a complete story. It's done. But they also said that you will also find out what exactly the Upside Down is per se. So no one really knows what the Upside Down is. Like even the comics, they don't really touch on it. So now we'll finally get the explanation of that. Also, the runtime for the first 4 episodes in the episode titles. Episode 1 is called The Crawl. That one is 1 hour and 8 minutes long. Episode 2 is The Vanishing. It's 54 minutes long. Episode 3, The Turnboat Trap, is 1 hour and 6 minutes long. Episode 4, The Sorcerer, is 1 hour and 23 minutes long. I saw some shit online where someone was saying like, oh, episode 1 is like 2.5 hours long. Episode 2 is, 1 hour and 15 minutes long. So in good old, creator fashion, Ross Duffer went to Instagram and posted, I guess the episodes uploading with the runtimes. So that's all we know for now, that the first 4 runtimes are confirmed. I saw something that the season finale is 3 hours long. And if they do a 3-hour long finale, cool. Wrap everything up. But also, there was something I saw. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, this is with the Daredevil Born Again stuff. Eldon Henson, aka Foggy, is confirmed to be in the 2nd season. So he's Brad Winderbaum, who is the executive producer of Marvel Television, said, I actually haven't seen the quote, but I can tell you he's in season 2. People don't know why. People don't know what they're allowed to say and what they're not allowed to say. Also, do I play coy? Do I be honest? Is always a dance. And he also confirmed that Matthew Lillard will be playing a character named Mr. Charles. I don't know any people with the last name Charles and Marvel. But yeah, so okay, what else do I have? DC, this is comic book news brief, is doing another crossover with another company. So everyone made this one a big deal because DC is doing a crossover with Boom Studios. DC has done many crossovers with Boom Studios. They did Power Rangers, the Justice League. They just did that's IDW. Is that, who the fuck has the rights to Sonic? Is that IDW? Anyway, they just did Sonic and Justice League. So now they're doing a crossover with Swamp Thing and Something is Killing the Children. I know nothing about Something is Killing the Children. I just know everyone loves that book. I think it's written by James Tynion IV, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I was right. James Tynion IV. With art by Werther Deledra. The series follows Erica Slaughter as she hunts monsters that are killing children. Okay. How many issues is this on? 45 since since 2019. I can probably catch up on that, but I probably won't, honestly. So yeah, I don't know if it's a limited series or if it's going to be like a one shot, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be like a 6-issue crossover because they always do those. Like I said, Power Rangers and Justice League, Sonic and DC, which was actually funny because you would think that Sonic would be covering for Superman, but no, it was actually Knuckles, and Sonic was covering for the Flash, which is probably on point. Batman was obviously Shadow. Amy Rose was Wonder Woman. Cyborg was Tails. Green Lantern was Silver the Hedgehog. And the funny thing I liked about the Knuckles one, because the Chaos Emeralds got scattered in the DC universe, Lex Luthor had the Chaos Emerald and he was talking shit to Knuckles, and Lex Luthor just sees a green rock and assumes it's kryptonite. And Knuckles is like, "Oh, I've been looking for that thing." So he's like, "Wait a minute. Did you just try to kill me because you thought this was kryptonite?" But yeah, check that out. I believe the paperback is coming out soon if it's not already All right, so I am going to do a couple trailer reactions as soon as I pull my notes back up, because there's also a trailer for a Chris Pratt movie where he goes against AI, apparently. That's a thing now? Yeah, it's called Mercy. So Rebecca Ferguson, Annabelle Wallace, and Kyrie's. Oh God, this is directed by Timur Barkmanabalov. This comes out in January, and if you don't know that name, you will know that director from the movies that I am about to tell you. So he did Wanted, he did Night Watch, he did, I believe he did Ben-Hur, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he did. He did 2016's Ben-Hur, you know, a movie that everybody forgot about. He did Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. He did, well, these are Russian movies, so we won't know these. These are called Yoki and Yoki 2 Day Watch, which I guess was a sequel to Night Watch. Yes, it is. He also did, why did it say he did War of the Worlds? Did he produce War of the Worlds? He produced War of the Worlds, the you know, the Ice Cube one, where, you know, everybody's turning into memes. So yeah, let's go ahead and check this out, man. Good grief. This is the thing that makes me mad, because this is a Amazon MGM studio movie. They're putting this shit out in theaters when they could have put Heads of State out in theaters. But whatever, you know, fuck it. Let's watch this shit.
I'm Chris Pratt.
I'm Rebecca Ferguson.
You're going to freak out when you see the trailer for our new movie, Mercy.
Looks like an episode of Black Mirror with Wyatt Russell.
What the? Get me out of this chair.
Detective Raven, I'm Judge Maddox, and this is the Mercy Capital Court, a judicial system powered by artificial intelligence.
Hold on, just wait a second.
Yeah,
As crime
that's
rate's
gonna go
soaring,
well.
lawmakers voted for Mercy. By acting as judge, jury, and executioner, Mercy keeps our city safe.
I shouldn't be here. I helped create the Mercy program. I'm proud to have sent the first suspect for trial here, and I will continue to send more until the message is received.
Detective Raven, I know precisely who you are. You're before this court today
Really?
charged with the murder of your wife.
Oh yeah, this is definitely
Your guilt must fall below the 92% threshold, or you will be executed in precisely
so his
90
guilt has to
minutes.
fall below a certain percentage in order to be found not guilty.
I loved my wife. I didn't hurt her.
Detective Raven, the city's municipal cloud is at your disposal. Every camera,
So he has to
cell
prove
phone,
his own
and
innocence.
database.
You must gather evidence to exonerate yourself. If you are innocent, prove it.
I need to find out who killed my wife.
It's a classic crime of passion, Chris, and it all points right at you.
You don't get the Mercy trial unless you're guilty.
I didn't hurt Mom, I swear to God. Show me everyone she had contact with.
Yeah, that is
She
motive.
was seeing someone. How's my guilt looking now?
It has risen to 98%. You just provided me with a strong motive of why you murdered her.
Good. Wow. Thank you for that.
Mr. Raven, the clock is ticking.
Tell me what Nick was up to.
She was stressed about work.
She said some chemical went missing.
The estimated street value would be in excess of $16 million.
Do you honestly think that I killed my wife? Or were you just programmed wrong? I need to walk the scene. No, I have something here.
This is a terrorist's handbook.
Get out. Get out of there.
Mr. Raven, you're running out of time.
Chris, what do you got it into? There's a bomb in that truck.
It's heading downtown.
Okay.
This was never about my wife. This was about me and you.
Get me out of here!
Hey, yeah, I'm not going to experience that in 3D. So January 23rd is when this movie comes out. It looks good, but it's giving Minority Report meets Black Mirror meets something else. Meets The Fugitive, I guess. So it's set in 2029. A detective stands on trial accused of murdering his wife. He has 90 minutes to prove his innocence to an advanced AI judge he once championed before it determines his fate. That black dude looked familiar. Is that Jeff Pierre? Because he's the only one who doesn't have a Wikipedia page. Yeah, where the fuck do I know this? Oh yeah, he was on Walker. I'm like, I know him from somewhere. So yeah, I might watch it and review it. Depends on what January looks like as far as film goes. Because, you know, sometimes shit gets swamped and, you know, sometimes I don't review every damn thing. All right. There's a trailer for a movie coming out called Send Help. And this is done by Sam Raimi. Stars Dylan O'Brien. Comes out January 30th. Let's check this out. Okay, the synopsis is it's a horror film that follows two co-workers who hate each other but get stranded together on a desert island after their plane crashes. All right, let's start this. 20th Century Studios.
I'm going to be frank with you. You are smart.
That Rachel
You
McAdams.
are great with numbers, but I just don't think you got it. As an executive, I see no value in you.
Oh,
Does that
wow.
make sense?
I'm sorry.
They just
what?
fire her?
You know we have the Bangkok merger coming up. Prove me wrong. Oh, Linda, before you go, I forgot to mention I've received a few complaints about you.
Who is that?
Noxious odors.
Oh, God.
Take your seats, you're a little bitch.
Much for being a little bitch. It's January. They gonna end up fucking, aren't they? Ooh.
Look who's joined the land of the living.
How long?
You been out? Day and a half?
Have you tried making a distress signal?
Or a bigger fire?
I was busy trying to keep us alive.
But getting us out of
Look at
here,
her
that should be
touching
your
her fuck-
focus, not being Susie Homemaker over here.
What did you just say to me?
Let's not forget, I'm your boss. You work for me.
We're not in the office anymore, Bradley.
Yeah, you might want to shut up. She keeping your ass alive.
No help is coming. You just have to accept that this is how things are now.
Damn, Raimi. Oh, shit.
I think I like it. You are stuck with an asshole boss,
I like how she made a hat.
just like I was. Although I'm betting I am a much nicer boss than you ever would have been. Except for maybe this part.
I guess she cauterized his leg wound.
I don't think we should ever leave.
Okay, now this looks good. Like I said, Sam Raimi is one of my favorite directors, so I'm definitely fucking with this. So I would definitely be reviewing Send Help like the first week of February. Mercy is still on the I don't know about that one. All right, Running Man has a new trailer. I'm already hyped up about this movie, but you know, it never hurts to watch another trailer for a movie that's coming out.
You know, I've been thinking about the show. For the next 30 days, everyone in the country is trying to murder me.
Okay, so that's the full thing of that, because they only showed the ending, like the teaser.
And that's crazy, right?
You live streaming this?
People on these games never come back.
We have no choice. We need money for a doctor now.
Oh, okay. That's why it's black, so everybody's gonna hate that.
Welcome to the Running Man. Contestants will be hunted for 30 days. Anyone can kill you.
Ooh, shit.
Hunt them down! Survive, and you will walk away with $1 billion.
I always thought this was fake.
That Katie O'Brien?
Feeling pretty real now.
I need weapons, an ID, and a disguise.
Agent Macy.
Holy shit, is that C4?
That's not for sale.
Yeah, of course, Mike. I always.
Don't you get it? This game is rigged.
I don't know who that was. I remember Michael Cera being in the trailer because he electrocuted those guys. Still funny.
Everything okay, Mr. Springer?
Yeah. You know why they cheered for you down there?
Go, go!
If you can survive against those goons, so can they.
I'm just trying to get back to my family.
They're here.
Oh, wow.
I'll be honest with you.
Oosh.
I can't just let you win this game.
Fuck is happening?
Welcome to the Running Man.
So here's my question. Does he have to show up on the 30th day, or does he show up like on the 31st day? So like after he made it the 30 days. Because like I said, I never saw the original Running Man. I didn't read the book. But it looks like they also bumped it up a week, unless Discussing Film has this post wrong, because this trailer says November 14th, but the post says November 7th. So I don't know. All right, and let's go check out this Wonder Man trailer. This full Wonder Man trailer. Because, you know, there's probably some idiots out here like, oh, it's woke. Oh, because they got a black guy.
The entertainment world is stunned today when internationally celebrated and reclusive filmmaker Von Kovac sprung out of
all of this
retirement
stuff
to
already?
sign on for a remake of Wonder Man. Mr. Von Kovac, could you tell us more?
Everyone is tired of superheroes. There is an opportunity to reimagine a whole genre of storytelling.
Have you thought about casting?
So,
Trevor Slattery.
Big audition you were talking about.
It's a huge opportunity. I'm auditioning for Wonder Man.
Really? He's auditioning?
Did you hear about Wonder Man? I need to be in this movie.
Sorry, you crazy.
I was born to play this character.
Oh, you serious? Boo, they are already talking to Leo.
Is that X Mayo from The Blackening?
You just gotta go out there and crush it.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to come up with a backstory for the character.
Well, trust the words. Just show up and say them.
That's not my process.
Well, your process can go blow a spider.
Guy's killing it in there, bro.
Where have I seen him before?
Pretty sure he used to be a terrorist.
Next! You can slate whenever you're ready.
Simon Williams, reading for Wonder Man.
Listen to me, Simon. The callback is happening now. Just be normal. Normal, man. The
Yeah, that's X Mayo.
go method.
Come in.
Why does she look familiar?
Mr. Kovac will meet you in the living room.
So you all here to meet Von Kovac? Mm-hmm.
Hello, everyone.
I want
To explore the place between fiction and non-fiction.
That's tight.
We are going to make the last movie on Earth. No one will have the balls to make another. And action!
Any news from Von Kovac?
There is news you'll be the first to know.
Unless you call me again, in which case I will never tell you.
January 27th. Yeah, I don't like the fact that I don't get why they push it back a month. It's like Marvel has nothing coming out in December. There's nothing else on the slate for them this year. So it's like, because we got 2 movies? We got Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four. 2 shows as well, Ironheart and Marvel Zombies. I feel like that might have been it. Let me go and check the MCU Phase 5 Wikipedia page. Or are we in Phase 6? I don't even know what phase we're in anymore, man. Oh, this is the actual timeline of the MCU. No, I want the timeline of release. Here we go. Let's just go films. So, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Daredevil Born Again, Ironheart. Oh, forgot about Captain America Brave New World and Thunderbolts. And Fantastic Four, First Steps, and What If. Was that it for Phase 6 so far? So you got Fantastic Four, Eyes of Wakanda, and Marvel Zombies. So yeah, it looks good, but like I said, it was a dumb move to just push it back. So if you use ChatGPT, you're in for a treat. If you're a gooner, you're definitely going to love this. So soon, ChatGPT will allow erotica for verified adults. Mature conversations and sexting will be permitted. The changes will be arriving in December along with new age verification tools. So Sam Altman, founder of OpenAI, I think he's also responsible for Sora. So he posted a tweet that said, "We made ChatGPT pretty restrictive to make sure we were being careful with mental health issues. We realized this made it less useful / enjoyable to many users who had no mental health problems. But given the seriousness of this issue, we wanted to get this right. Now that we have been able to mitigate the serious mental health issues and have new tools, we are going to be able to safely relax the restrictions in most cases. In a few weeks, we plan to roll out a new version of ChatGPT that allows people to have a personality that behaves more like what people liked about 4.0. I guess that's version 4.0. We hope it will be better. If you want your ChatGPT to respond in a very human, lifelike way, or use a ton of emoji or act like a friend, ChatGPT should do it, but only if you want it, not because we are usage maxing. In December, as we roll out age gating more fully as part of our treat adults like adults principle, we will allow even more like erotica for verified. We will allow even more like erotica for verified adults. So they want people to pop in their ID to get freaky with AI. I'm not getting freaky with AI. Sorry, not sorry, but no. So I will not be uploading my my driver's license to ChatGPT. The same way, I don't participate in uploading my AI to, my driver's license to the hub. So yeah, the hell with that. All right, next story is just video game news. So Quantic Dream, who is responsible for a lot of the amazing narrative-based games in like the past decade or so. So they did Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and Detroit Become Human, have announced their first ever multiplayer project. So this will be called Spellcaster Chronicles, and this is going to be a free-to-play competitive team-based 3v3 action strategy game that is in that's going to be in a closed beta on Steam before the end of the year. The boss of Quantic Dream, David Cage, confirmed that the studio will still be working on single-player projects, including the Star Wars Eclipse games, but the company will also now operate as a multi-project studio, with Spellcaster Chronicles at its first attempt at a multiplayer title. So he said stepping into a new genre with a fresh artistic approach has been both a challenge and a source of growth, allowing us to evolve as a team. We look forward to shaping the game further with players' feedback and to perfecting this journey together. So I don't have Steam, so I can't play this. So apparently you will be in 2 teams of 3, and you will compete in fast-paced 25-minute matches. I don't know if 25 minutes is fast-paced, but you'll play as spellcasters described as archetype-driven mages with distinct identities that fight with spells and summon creatures. So, the trailer dropped, but I really don't have time to watch the trailer. It looks like one of the characters looks like a bootleg Jinx from League of Legends. So, yeah, there's that. Okay, the next part of video game news I have, because this is going to be a super long episode, apparently. Marvel Rivals. I feel like the love has come and gone from Marvel Rivals, because apparently there has been a significant player drop in Marvel Rivals. So, since you can only see like player count on Steam, I don't really know like how true this is, but apparently they lost 85% of its players in 10 months. So it went from an average of 644,000 players to 98,000. And this is in an article according to Forbes. So they even had the chart of people playing right now, how many people were playing in a 24-hour peak, and in the all-time peak in the course of 9 months. So this graph shows people who were playing the game at the current moment of the screenshot were 67,106. In 24 hours, it was 98,523. And 9 months ago, 644,269 players. So, don't really know what the fall off is. Maybe people are just tired of looter shooters, or loot box paywall extravagances. I don't play the game that often because I suck at it, honestly. So yeah, these are not my type of games. I usually like story-based games, single-player platformers, the occasional fighting game. I don't really do good with shooters, and I just really don't like the layout of the game. In the controls, I like to be able to sprint with my characters, and they don't have a sprint mode for anybody. And the most basic shit that you do, you have to have it cool down. So for example, if you play as Moon Knight, if you glide with your cape, you can't glide for another 30 seconds or something like that. Why? Why is that a fucking thing? But yeah, Daredevil just dropped. I haven't been on there. I told Samir I was going to get back on there with them, but just haven't gotten around to it yet. All right, so this is all movie news. Warner Brothers must be so fucking cocky to the point where they're like, yo, Marvel Rivals is also going to put in a zombie mode. That actually starts next week on the 23rd. But yeah, Warner Brothers is so cocky about Mortal Kombat 2. They already announced that Mortal Kombat 3 will be getting released, I guess in 2027. I don't think they actually gave a release date per se. But yeah, it's already in the works according to Deadline. So hopefully the second movie is good. I'm seeing a lot of rumors and speculation about what's going to happen in the second one. And everyone is saying, kill Cole in the first 5 minutes. Because nobody likes Cole. And I think Louis Tan is in this movie for more than 5 minutes. So I don't know what to tell you guys. I was not a fan of the movie. You can go back and listen to the episode if it's still up. So should be, because I think by then we changed the intro. So Spider-Fi has slowly been deleting episodes where I use Midnight City by M83 as the intro music. And as far as I knew, you can use at least 10 seconds of a song before you got hit with a copyright claim. So I appealed several of these and they deleted, I want to say maybe the first 10 episodes of the podcast. So I might try to re-upload them again. I don't know. I don't want to get too many strikes and then, the podcast gets deleted. Also, we got an update on Horizon Zero Dawn, the film. So Sony is looking for their director, according to a court document, and they really hope to start shooting sometime next year with a 2027 release date. Then everyone's like, who the hell's going to direct this? Who's going to play Aloy? Is it going to be true to the game? Because there was a rumor of the Netflix series that's supposed to take place before, the world went to shit in Zero Dawn. I don't know, but I want to see it. And, whoever's playing Aloy has to be a ginger. Okay? That's all I'm going to say about that. Also, this movie was announced via The Hollywood Reporter. Stars two of my favorite actors, Amber Midthunder and Walton Goggins. So if you don't know who Amber Midthunder is, you might have seen her in Prey. I first saw her on Roswell, New Mexico. Apparently she was in Opus with Ayo Edebiri. She was in The Ice Road with Liam Neeson. She was in Novocaine, which I reviewed earlier this year. And obviously, if you don't know who Walton Goggins is, where the fuck have you been? Walton Goggins is that dude, okay? Oh yeah, Amber Midthunder is also going to be in the Carrie series. But yeah, Walton Goggins, man. Justified, The Righteous Gemstones, Uncle Baby Billy, Vice Principals, Django Unchained, House of a Thousand Corpses, Maze Runner, Tomb Raider, Ant-Man and the Wasp, The Hateful Eight. So yeah, this movie, Painter, will be executive produced by James Cameron. Derek Kolstad, who is the creator of John Wick, wrote the project and it's been picked up by 20th Century Studios. So Painter centers around a young woman who is trained from a young age who must employ every skill in her arsenal to rescue her father after he is kidnapped. So Walton Goggins will be playing her father. I don't know. This feels... No, it's not giving rap to Becky, but I need to know who's going to be playing her mother, because I don't know if y'all know, but Amber Midthunder is Native American and Walton Goggins is a white man. So yeah, she is Sue and Ty. So who's going to be playing her mama? That's the question. But, hopefully we'll get a trailer sometime next year. And then I can get hyped up, because like I said, I like both these people. And, usually if Walton Goggins is in something, I'm going to watch it. I'm pretty sure I've been on a Walton Goggins watch since, I don't know, maybe I feel like I've seen something with him in at least like every other year. He was in The Crow Salvation? Okay. It's been so long since I've seen Salvation. I don't remember him in it. I remember Fred Ward, Kirsten Dunst, and Eric Mabius. I forgot he was in Predators. I forgot he was in Cowboys and Aliens. I might watch that tonight. Fuck that. I gotta watch Shang-Chi. I've been saying I was gonna watch that for the past 3 years. I haven't even done it yet. God damn it. All right. So my next story is actually a part of one of my reviews. So, Tron Ares. It was me and like 4 other people in the theater when I saw this on Tuesday. I know what people are saying. You're going to the movies on a Tuesday, it's going to be empty. But I've been to the movie several times when it's not summer and the theater has been packed. But Tron Ares has not been doing well in the box office. It's pretty much bombed to the point where I don't get where this whole notion of watching box office came from. I feel like this started like during the pandemic, or after the pandemic per se, because I remember being on the internet and never seeing like stuff like this. So Tron Ares opened with like $60-something million, and everyone was like, this did lower than Morbius. It's like, since when did we start pocket watching movies? And I really feel like the pandemic changed all of that. And then everybody's like, oh, it did worse than Morbius. It also did that. It also did worse than Tron Legacy, unadjusted for inflation, which opened to $44 million. So it's a very weird thing to like watch the box office of movies. If you're going to support it. If you're not going to like care about it, then don't give a shit about it. So yeah, this report from the Hollywood Reporter alleges that Disney is considering just killing the Tron franchise overall since it's struggling with the box office performance. So it opened at 33.2 million domestic and only brought in 60.2 million worldwide at the time. I believe it is at 73.2 million now worldwide. Like this article I'm reading, it says Leto's last high-profile flop, the critically maligned Sony Spider-Man spin-off vehicle Morbius, opened at 39 million in 2022 before going in to bring just 167 worldwide. So Tron is one of those things that, like, I don't know what the audience is per se. Like, Tron just seems like it's a very nerd-centric type of film franchise because it's all about video games and getting stuck in video games per se. So plus, the hype after Tron Legacy died. I mean, think about it. The first Tron movie was released in 1982. Okay? You decided to wait almost 20 years to release the sequel. So Tron Legacy came out in 2010. And then you said, you know what, guys? We're going to wait another 15 years because, you guys love this movie. And yeah, we don't know what to do. So we're going to wait 15 years to release Tron Ares. And you don't bring anybody back. So Garrett Hedlund isn't there. Olivia, it's not Olivia Munn. Olivia Wilde's not there. Bruce Box Leitner isn't there. Michael Sheen. The only person who reprised his role is Jeff Bridges. So you don't know what you're doing with this stuff. So Jared Leto is a fan of Tron to the point where he actually put some of his own money into this movie. He produced this movie. Jared Leto is the reason this movie got made. So I don't know what the whole deal was, if it was because of the simple fact that, in the middle of the promo for this movie, there were some sexual assault allegations that came out about Jared Leto. I mean, he showed up at the red carpet regardless. Or if people just weren't feeling Tron. I mean, or, the film bros looked at the score. I think it's like a 54 on Rotten Tomatoes. And they're like, oh, nope, not good enough for us. But, we gonna complain about Man of Steel or, whatever the fuck they do. But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie, as I will be talking about later on this episode in my review. But anyway, let's stop talking about that. And let's get into my spoiler alerts. So I'm actually going to talk about Stranger Things right now. I am going to talk about, obviously, season 4, episode 3. I believe it's called The Monster and the Superhero, as I'm going to the Wikipedia page. Yes, directed by Sean Levy. And this is written by Caitlin Schneiderhan. So Owens, played by Paul Reiser, is eventually visited by Jack Sullivan, who believes that 11 is responsible for the murder of Chrissy. Back at Hawkins, Owens tells Sullivan that he's dead, that 11 is dead, but he's like, yeah, Cap, whatever. So they raid his house, they take some stuff, and fly off into the night. Owens is like, okay, well, I guess we got to find 11 now, because I didn't know all the shit was going on in Hawkins since he was forcibly retired due to the effects of last season with the Russians, hiding underneath the mall and whatnot. After everything that happens at the skating rink, 11, Mike, Will, Jonathan, Argyle all head back to the buyer's residence where they see Murray, who is literally cooking up an excuse for him and Joyce to head to Alaska by saying that, oh, you know, I'm going to a seminar with the Britannicas, like those are real people. The cops show up and arrest 11. Meanwhile, Hopper is working with Alexei to get out of Russia. And Hopper actually offers a fellow prisoner his bread to break his ankle so he can slip out of his cuffs. Nancy is with the cops because they find Fred's body in the middle of the road after what happened last week. Well, after what I told you what happened last week. It's technically 3 years ago at this point. Steve, Robin, Max, and Dustin all see Nancy. They go to the trailer park and they talk about, you know, what is the possible tie for Nancy and for Chrissy and Fred to be killed. And they say that it's the trailer park, but it's like, nah, we're all in the trailer park. We're still fine. And they come to the conclusion that maybe, just maybe, it's something else. And Max comes up with a theory that Chrissy was also seeing the same school psychiatrist, therapist that she was seeing. So they go to her house. Max steals the keys and they break into the school, get the therapist's medical files on Chrissy and Fred, and reveals that they're all having the same symptoms: sleeplessness, nose bleeding, headaches, which are all the same symptoms that Max is having. Meanwhile, 11 is getting ready to be sent to juvenile detention when Owen shows up with, the few people left in the government who are still loyal to him. And he tells her everything that's happening at Hawkins, but, she can't go yet because she still doesn't have her power. So we're gonna boot you back up. And he sends the rest of the people from the government to keep an eye on Mike, Will, Jonathan, and Argyle. Our crew in Hawkins split up. So while Steve and everybody went to the therapist, Robin and Nancy went to the library, found out some information on Victor Creel. And they found out that Victor Creel actually claimed that a demon murdered his family. Jason assembles the basketball crew to track down the Hellfire Club so they can find Eddie. And Lucas is with them, but he puts them on a wild goose chase by leading them to Hopper's cabin. And also at the end of the episode, Max saw the clock because she realized that Chrissy and Fred also suffer from PTSD. Chrissy, I guess, suffers from being abused by her mother, which causes her to be bulimic. Fred was in an accident that killed a bunch of people. So, he was dealing with that. So, yeah, forgot a lot of this stuff because, like I said, it's been 3 fucking years. I like the fact that Steve is pissed because he is always stuck with the kids. He's like, every single time I'm the goddamn babysitter. But yeah, I forgot how good, these episodes were. Can't wait to get to the episode where Joyce and Hopper reconnect after, Alexei gets them out. But yeah, it's going to be crappy when, this show ends. We're getting a spinoff, but we don't really know what the spinoff is about because everyone's stories are going to be wrapped up in this show. So I don't know. I really don't know. All right. Gen V, episode 7 of season 2, Hell Week. Written and directed by Thomas Schnauz, I guess. Annabeth has a vision about Marie. And she tells everybody back at Stan Edgar's bunker, and they realize that Kate and Marie are gone. Kate is asking Marie to heal her, and she's like, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to trust you because, you're the reason we ended up in Elmira. Jordan and Annabeth have a heart-to-heart talking about when, she discovered her powers, and, Annabeth's being nosy, like, yo, so what's the deal with you and my sister? You guys boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever it is, blah, 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 blah. Marie and Kate go to Cypher's house. They find Polarity there, and Polarity tells them that, he can't control me. and they go looking for Thomas Godolkin, but he's not there. Cypher has moved Godolkin and, you know, some in himself. They eventually go back to the school where everyone reconvenes. So Greg and Sam have a dick measuring contest over Emma. Annabeth tells Marie, don't go down there because I saw you laying in a pool of blood, so on and so forth. Marie controls everyone, and she tells Kate, if I heal you, you have to keep them here. Anyway, Marie goes to the bunker. They come up with a plan. Polarity, Greg, Sam, Emma, Jordan. Basically, everybody goes to the training room, bootleg danger room, to confront Cypher. But Marie, Kate, Annabeth, and I want to say Emma all find Thomas Godolkin. Marie heals him. But then we find out that Cypher is not really Cypher. Cypher is really Thomas Godolkin. And the guy who was Cypher was a guy by the name of Doug Brightbill, who was being controlled by Godolkin. Godolkin actually begins to go on his killing spree of killing weak soups. Like he killed one of the pledges in the frat who had a power of basically having opposable thumbs on his feet. So, hell of an episode, honestly. Hell of an episode. I don't really know like how we're gonna go from there with the finale next week, but we'll find out. All right, creme de la creme. Tron Ares is directed by Joachim Bruning, written by Jesse Whitko, with a story by Jesse Whitko and Dan DeGilio. Stars Greta Lee, Evan Peters, Jodie Turner-Smith, Hassan Minhaj, Arturo Castro, Gillian Anderson, Jeff Bridges, and Jared Leto. All right. So, literally 15 years after the events of Tron Legacy, Sam steps down from Incom, and Dillinger actually separates from Incom and is now run by Ed Dillinger's grandson, Julian, who is basically in a race to find permanence to AI. So Eve, who was played by Greta Lee, and her partner, Seth, who was played by Arturo, go to a remote Alaskan station set up by Kevin Flynn like years and years ago. So like sometime in like the 80s, believing that his computers hold the permanence code to break the 29-minute barrier that holds back all AI constructs. So they find the code and they transfer a digital orange tree to the real world, which ends up lasting a whole lot longer than the 29 minutes. Meanwhile, Julian introduces Ares, who is a MCP, to shareholders in the army, which he calls a perfect expendable soldier. Ares starts to show awareness, noting that Julian doesn't care if he lives or dies. He notices rain, things like that. But then, you know, when he shuts down, well, when he falls apart, because he's not permanent, he goes back in the grid and he starts to, you know, question his entire existence. Meanwhile, Julian's mom, Elizabeth, gets on Julian's case that, hey, you didn't tell, you know, the shareholders about the 29 minutes. Julian's like, I'll figure it out later. So he hacks into Incom's servers to try to find the code. But Ares and his team of Athena, Caius, all get overwhelmed by the defenses of the Incom security grid, whatnot. Even Seth go to Incom with the flash drive containing the code. Ares is analyzing every single bit of data that they were able to get on Eve, and realizing, you know, her sister died. She's a fan of this music, blah, 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 blah. He starts to feel things. So Julian puts Eve and Athena back out into the real world to attack Eve and get the code. They fail, but before, you know, they do, Julian sends some of his goons to put Eve in the grid. Eve and Ares meet face to face to discuss, being in the grid and whatnot. Ares wants the permanence code for himself because he's realizing that, hey, maybe I'm not just a bunch of ones and zeros and I want to be out there in the real world. I want to be a real boy. Eve agrees to help him because Julian tells Ares to kill Eve to get the permanence code because they have to extract it from her system. Meanwhile, they break out of the grid and Ares gets her back to Incom. Meanwhile, Athena is chasing him because she has been upgraded to the MCP and she takes her job very seriously to the point where she kills Julian's mom. And Ares is running out of time by the time Athena gets to Incom. So they put him in a closed server of Kevin Flynn's, where the version of Flynn that's on that grid gives him the permanence code. He comes back out. Athena fucking makes a recognizer, brings a couple goons with her out to the real world, causes $1 billion of damage. Eve distracts her by, leaving Incom and running down all of Los Angeles, which is really Vancouver. And Ares shows up with no longer red, but, white lights and defeats Athena. Meanwhile, Seth, AJ, and Aaron are all working to basically destroy the Incom server. I mean, the Dillinger server, which they eventually do. The authorities figure out everything, that Julian had something to do with this. He's freaking out and he goes into the grid himself. And then, after everything is all settled and done, Ares travels the world and he also tells Eve via postcard that he is going to look for Cora and Sam and, live some more life. Also, meanwhile, in the grid, Dillinger finds the identity disk that belonged to Sark, the program that his grandfather made from the first movie. And that's how the movie is. So all in all, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I didn't see any problems with it. Some people are like, oh, I couldn't follow the plot. The plot was pretty simple. Pinocchio. AI wants to be a real boy. Simple as that. 10 out of 10 for me. Like I said, I really had no complaints about it. My only complaint, because they didn't do this in Legacy, unless I'm forgetting or not remembering. Every time a computer-generated person spoke, so Ares, Athena, Caius, they put like a digitized version of their voice on. So like the only time Jared Leto actually spoke with like a real person's voice was when he finally got the permanence code. So he didn't have like a robotic voice in it. But yeah, that was my only issue with it. But all in all, I loved the movie. 9 Inch Nails did his thing on the fucking soundtrack. Yeah, like I said, 10 out of 10, man. Go see Tron Ares if you haven't already seen it. But anyway, guys, that was another episode of the Angry Blerd podcast. Be sure to rate, review, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. Go to w.gg, use my promo code AngryBlerd10 at checkout to save 10% on your order. I'm also going to start selling some things on Whatnot. So I hate Whatnot because apparently you have to go live before you can start to sell stuff. So be on the lookout for that. But yeah, guys, I will see you next week. There are no movies for me to review. So it would just be Stranger Things episode 4 and the season finale of Gen V. And Eric Kripke said, hopefully Gen V gets renewed because he already has plans for what is to come in season 3. So watch Gen V, help it get renewed, okay? Bye.